Hey guys, me Seren, back to another car video. So I have the back windows of my car rolled down a little bit because it's warm enough today to do that. Let me know if it's like too loud, because like when I started doing these car videos it was like winter. So that wasn't like an issue having like the windows rolled up and like the heat on or whatever, but now that it's like warming up, let me know if it's like too loud having the windows rolled down. And also it's probably going to be funny like filming car videos because people are probably going to be like, who am I talking to? But anyways, regardless, so I wanted to make this video talking about a couple of topics. So the first topic that the first topic that I wanted to touch on pretty briefly was Star Trek. They're coming out with this new Star Trek show. I think it's going to be called like Star Trek Discover or Discovery. I can't remember exactly at this moment in time, but I think it's Discover. No, I think it's Discovery. I think it's Discovery, yeah. And it's kind of like a prequel. I hate prequels. It's funny because I was just talking to my friend about how much I hate prequels, because I feel like 9 times out of 10 they don't really make sense, and they're kind of just like filler films, filler TV shows, because you know how it's going to end already. Like, it can be interesting depending on how it's done, but a lot of the times, and especially with the most recent prequels like Rogue One and Prometheus, and now they're about to come out with this other alien movie, and those fucking god-awful X-Men fucking plot hole fucking movies that I hate. It's just like plot holes and just like a lot of really cheap, just to like give that aha moment when it like lines up with the property that you like already know, and like really cheap writing and just blah. I don't like prequels like as a genre, I guess, as a category. However, this new Star Trek show is going to be a prequel that's set 10 years before Captain Kirk, and it looks good. I love the 3 Star Trek movies that have already came out under J.J. Abrams. I think they're quite good. I think they're really, really fun and really well done and just really exceptional. I like them a lot more than these Star Wars movies. I'm really not I've never really been a Star Wars fan. My mom is a huge Star Wars fan, and she's also really, really, really into Star Trek. She's like a big Trekkie. Like, she dressed me up in like a Captain Picard. She like loved Captain Picard. That was like her shit. She like dressed me up in one Halloween in like the official tissue fucking Star Trek like uniform with like the burgundy shirt and like the pin and like the whole 9 yards. But I've always like Star Trek more than Star Wars. I just like could not get into Star Wars and the whole like political space opera whatever. And I feel like the ones that they're doing now are just like really plain and boring. And I also think that they're resting very lightly on diversity. Like they are not giving us any women of color, and it's been like how many of these movies, like 2 or 3 of these like new Star Wars movies now at this point, and it's getting kind of fucking old and tired. And Lupita Nyong'o was like a CGI alien. She was not a woman of color, right? Like, she was not a woman of color. Even in that last like Rogue One movie, the main cast was like 6 men and 1 woman, and that 1 woman, even though she was the lead, which like everybody loved, she was like a brunette white chick. The one with John Boyega that was Force Awakens, right? It was like the lead, who people were like, oh my god, finally a woman Jedi. It was like a brunette white chick. It's like I'm sensing a pattern here of like brunette white chicks and no women of color. And I just feel like if you don't have any women of color, then it's not real diversity. Like, I'm sorry, that's just me, that's just how I feel. Especially because, and I've talked about this before on this channel, a lot of like, especially in sci-fi and speculative fiction, like this is a trope. The trope for like diversity is a black man plus a white woman. So it's like, we gave you a black, we gave you a woman, that's it, our diversity quota is full. We saw it with Fantastic Four that had Michael B. Jordan and not Rooney Mara playing his sister instead of casting a black woman in that role. We saw it in Supergirl where they race bent Jimmy into eggs from True Blood. So you have, again, white woman plus black guy equals diversity. We saw it in fucking Jessica Jones. Like, we see it over and over, this like trope. And to me, it's just like it's boring and tired. And I don't feel like that is diversity. It is tokenizing black men. It is making them tokens. And it's like, again, it's like literally erasing women of color. It's saying, like, we're giving you a black because black people are men, and we're giving you a woman because women are white. And that's it. That's your diversity. But I'm sorry, I went off on a tangent there. I'm off track. Star Trek, well, not really, because the Star Trek Discovery trailer came out, and the lead is a black woman. The lead is a black woman. The two leads, one is a black woman, and one is, I believe, an East Asian woman. And people are, like, flipping their shit. They are completely not acting like they're not ready for a black woman Starfleet captain. And I was just like so filled with love and light and joy and positive energy at seeing this trailer and at seeing how pissed off it made people, but also seeing like there was also like a lot of like really overwhelmingly positive response to it, which is also fucking fantastic. Like, I love to see how warmly it is being received, of course by black people, of course by like people of color. And then it's just like the little cherry on top of the sundae are like all the white tears. And someone made a really great comment on Twitter that was like, anyone that is upset about this, that calls themselves a Star Trek fan, is like not honoring Gene Roddenberry's vision, because like the whole vision like for his show, even though they did make the white male the captain, but the whole vision, and even though there have only been like 4 like black people on the show over time, but the whole like vision was supposed to be like diversity, a diverse like a future where and it sounds like kumbaya, especially like in 2017, like seeing where we are and like how we got here. It feels very like, oh, kumbaya-ish, but like a vision of diversity, of a future where everybody is together regardless of if they're human, if they're alien, you know, what race they are, what nationality, ethnicity, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's supposed to be like there's women on the ship, you know, all types of stuff. It's supposed to be like this vision of like a utopia almost. Now, I don't believe in that shit, but like that was the original vision for the show. So to be upset about a black woman lead and another woman of color that's like the co-lead or the secondary lead, and to like see the direction that they're going in, if that makes you upset, it's just hilarious to me, because yes, it goes against the original fucking, you know, vision for the show, the entire creation of Star Trek. And again, just like we've talked about in Mad Max, just like we've talked about in a lot of these videos that I've done now on sci-fi, fantasy, and speculative fiction fans, it's like, you can fucking believe in fucking aliens and in fucking flying dragons, Game of Thrones people. You could believe in magic, Harry Potter folks. You could believe in hybrid wolf beasts, Hunger Games folks. You could believe in fucking flying Amazonians. Like, you could believe in all these things. You could believe in fucking Captain America. This for all the fucking Agent Carter people. When people were talking about, weren't there any black people in Agent Carter? Like, you know, you could believe in like all this stuff, but you cannot fucking believe. You cannot believe in black people and other people of color in space, which is something that has already happened, right? Like Mae Jemison, like Hidden Figures. Like, you can't believe in like black people in space. You can't believe in fucking black people in like sci-fi fantasy settings. It's you cannot suspend your disbelief. You cannot stretch your brain to believe in that, because that is less likely than like dragons and monsters and shit. Like, that shit is very funny, and it really is like indicative of, you know, the mindset of these fucking racist white fans. Just like I said in my Mad Max video, like, so much of this shit it's racist white supremacist fantasies. Like, that's really what it is. It's a fucking post-apocalyptic world where black people didn't make it. It's a vision of space where black people didn't make it. These are racist white supremacist fantasies. They are fantasies of totally imaginary worlds where black people and other people of color do not exist, right? That's why it's a fantasy. And that's what they mean too when they say like, this is my fantasy, stop bringing race into my fantasy. Like, it's a white supremacist fantasy. Like, it's a white supremacist fantasy and you are racist. that's just the end, right? So I wanted to touch on that. And someone also, kind of along those same lines, someone also sent me the promo for our new CW show that's coming in the fall called Black Lightning, which is not a part of the Arrow Flashverse. It's not part of like the DCU. The TV universe is called something. I want to say DCU, but that may not be it. So whatever like the TV DC universe is, this show Black Lightning is not part of that. It's like its own universe, which some people don't like, but I don't really mind putting them in their own universe because it's not part of DC. It's like a different storyline and a different family, so like why not? And it's about a whole family of African American superheroes, and that looks super cool, super interesting. So shout out to the person that sent me that. Everybody please go check that out. And it's just like really, really empowering as like a sci-fi speculative fiction fan to like see this, to see Black people, Black families, and especially specifically Black women, because even when they try to bring in this idea of diversity, it's normally in the form of tropes and bringing in one tokenized Black man and saying like, hey, we gave you niggers a bone, why are you so mad about it? So really happy about that. Wanted to talk about that. I also wanted to talk about these like male rompers. I keep saying bromper. I saw somebody call them Rompers before they like really like took off and started trending. I know they're like officially called Romphim, and a lot of people are saying Romphim, but I like Rompers more because it's like Rompers. I don't know. For me, it's better. It's easier to remember. It rolls off the tongue a little better than a Romphim. But so this company is like trying to kickstart funds or whatever to start making men's rompers, like men's like one piece. I personally think it's a great fucking idea, especially because matching sets have been a trend for a while now, for men as well as for women, and especially fucking short sets. Like short sets have been popping for years, for decades, and especially like in the Black community, like people, like niggas wear short sets, like a short sleeve shirt, like a short sleeve button up shirt that maybe has like a print or a pattern with like a matching pair of shorts. So I kind of feel like a reasonable next step would be like a one piece. And as a super tall girl, I'm like 5'11", 6 feet, on or about. I like rompers, like I like one pieces, but a lot of the times I feel like they do not fit me. I feel like they are really, really short, especially like the shorts ones. Because when I go to put them on, they're like riding up my fucking ass crack. So I was like, oh, this will be like super fun. They'll be like in a nice bigger size and, something that I can like wear and like not have to worry about like, is my fucking ass hanging out or whatever. So what a lot of people immediately started doing, which is what we do on Twitter and Instagram and social media, and by we, I mean Black people. This is a black thing, a Black Twitter thing, a Black internet social media thing. What people immediately started doing was like creating these memes, right? Now I've said before, I don't know if I've said it on the channel, but I know I've said on Twitter that I want to do a video on memes as social commentary, because I've been thinking a lot about like memes as social commentary. Sorry guys, the sun is bright. I've been thinking a lot about memes as social commentary and about memes again as like valid ways to like break down what's going on. And I put one of the Romphim memes on Instagram, and I said like I love these because they're really like doing so much to kind of like unpack heckling. And my friend Ryan was like, they're so good. They're really showcasing the way that like men treat women and the way that men talk to women and objectify women and like objectify their bodies. And I said back to Ryan, I was like, yeah, like, and I love that it's like used in memes, right? And something that's funny and something that's straight to the point, witty, something that everybody can understand. I was like, and again, this is just like more fuel for my personal theory that memes are valid social commentary. And Ryan was like, yeah, I feel that way too, because he's like, sometimes I might like write about like a theory. I might do like a long-winded post about a theory on Facebook or Twitter or something like that, and people like don't really get it. But once I post like a meme that's like breaking down that exact same concept, now all of a sudden like niggas start having fucking epiphanies. And I was like, somebody on Twitter said that memes are, she was like, what did she say? She was like that her professor said that memes are like the socio-political like cartoons of like our generation. So like how in the past, like a social cartoon would like run on the front page of a newspaper or a magazine or something like that, like the New Yorker or something like that. Now we basically have memes that are like the equivalent of that. And somebody else chimed in on Instagram and was like, yeah, memes basically allow people to discuss the issues and talk about what's going on and do it in a way that's funny to them and entertaining to them and in a way that they enjoy and that they can understand, which I also totally love, because again, I kind of feel like that was how I was feeling when I started this channel. Even I was feeling like, we don't talk about race, we don't talk about racism, we don't talk about, social justice, we don't talk about all these things in the same way that we talk about like fun shit like sports or music or movies, pop culture. I was like, I want to be able to talk about race and like serious shit in the same way that we talk about pop culture and like not serious shit, even though, all of this shit is interconnected. And so memes have really kind of like come into vogue, which I guess I'm making the meme video right now, right? So memes have really like come into vogue as a way to kind of like break down these concepts, to poke fun at them, to make them funny, to make them palatable for the masses. As Bell Hooks said, any theory, any racial socio-political theory that cannot be used to educate the masses is useless. It breaks it down in like a really short and sweet and to the point way, with like a dash of humor in a way that everybody can understand, right? And that is why memes are valid social commentary. Like, people love to act like memes are just like stupid ass jokes that don't matter, but like memes, and especially like political memes and memes that deal with issues like harassment and heckling and women and men and race and things like that, like all the memes that were going around when the whole Pepsi Jenner situation happened. People are grasping an understanding of like why things are racist, why they're stupid, why they're capitalist, why they're this and that in a way that maybe they wouldn't understand previously, because they're getting access to these concepts through memes. They are valid social commentary. They are literally social commentary. And these Romphim memes, I feel like, are a prime example of that, because it's just like really, again, breaking down and unpacking the way that women are objectified, especially when wearing certain types of clothing like rompers, dresses, skirts, things like that, that people feel like put women's body on display. So now you had the flip side of that with all these memes talking about, and most of these memes were being made by men. I was like, see, so look at all these men that understand the nature of heckling, that understand the nature of street harassment, that understand. Now, of course, you had a little subset of Twitter that was like, oh, this is gay, this is gay, that's gay, everything's gay, blah, 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 blah. Oh, the Romphim is gay, and da, 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 da. But I saw far more of like these like memes, and they were everywhere because they were super fucking funny, most of them, that was just like basically niggas talking about, oh, how girls gonna holla at how they gonna go to the day party and they little romper and they romp him with they toms, and how the girls gonna try to holla at them and they're gonna be like, excuse me, no boo boo, my name is Daryl, okay, my name is not sweetheart, don't be hollering at me, talk about King and the yellow romper, like no, I'm not fucking feeling it. Like, it was very much like, again, like an understanding, an awareness of like, and it's fun, it's not heavy-handed, it's not preachy, it's not beating anybody over the head with it, but it was like, again, just like really demonstrating this social commentary on the way that women are objectified when they wear certain things, and what would it be like if those roles were reversed, and if a man was the one wearing the romper being objectified by the women. And these memes are getting around, right? So maybe even somebody that has been reading for months and years about like heckling and objectification or something and like didn't really understand it, maybe one of them sees one of these memes and they chuckle, they give a little haha, and then they say, oh, but you know what, that's actually kind of true. Maybe they think about it later, like, oh, I never really thought about it that way, or it never really made sense to me, and now it does. Why this might be seen as objectifying, because as a man, if I wear something with my legs out and I give women the chance to heckle me, they're gonna heckle me. Like, it was just really, 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 really interesting, and the memes were so funny. And again, it was mostly men that I saw posting them and sharing them and making them from a man's point of view. I saw another one that was like, oh, when she trying to like pull your Romphim to the side and you just trying to take a nap, and it was like a dude like making his face like, fucking back up off me. Like, it was just like really, really funny and really refreshing, and just really, really cool to see the way that, I guess, memes are kind of like, they're evolving, and the way that people are utilizing them in different ways to kind of like get different types of ideas across, especially again in regards to this like social commentary. And I love these like Romphim memes. I really, really love these memes because it's like, again, everything we've been saying about street harassment and heckling in like a neatly packaged little meme that everybody can look at and instantly understand and also laugh at, right? And get a little chuckle out of. So I just wanted to talk about that. The memes, the Romphim memes as valid social commentary, the Star Trek stuff, and the Black Lightning stuff. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Food for thought as always. See you guys next time.